Hello, drummers. How you doing? It's Mike Michalkow here, and I did get some requests recently to do some advanced lessons. I mean, the thing about advanced lessons, though, is where do we begin? Where do we, where does intermediate stop, and where does advanced start? And to me, we're always learning, right? We're always practicing. We're always learning. It's the advanced stuff to me right now is stuff that. It's really hard to play, obviously, but it also takes a lot more work and a lot more concentration. And that's kind of how I've now viewed, advanced playing for the last quite some time now, is things that are going to take me a lot longer to achieve. But you put some time into it, and you got it. Okay, the thing that I was just playing was something that I actually started working on many years ago, but I put it away for a while because I don't know, there was so many other things, to work on. And this was very influenced by Terry Bozzio. And I was really heavily into Terry's first series of videos back in, I guess it was like 92 to 94-ish kind of time. And I just sat down and worked on a lot of his stuff. And Terry was a huge influence and still is to me to this day. And I had entitled this little piece Boz. And I just found out his last name is pronounced Bozzio, so maybe we got to call it Bose. I don't know. Anyways, so it was what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down for you. It's all triplet based. Now, some of the stuff you may have heard, you may have thought there was some polyrhythms happening there. There actually wasn't. This is all based on the 3-note grouping, 8-note triplets: 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay. And the way to start, if you guys want to work on something like this, just to achieve this as a really amazing independence exercise, is really what this is. And who knows, maybe you can put this into a drum solo or maybe write a song around it. What the main foot pattern, an ostinato, which is a repeated rhythmical section, was happening with the feet, was based on triplets, but my feet were playing left, right, right, okay? Now for you guys that don't have double bass and just have a hi-hat and a bass drum, you can just go left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, okay, which creates that 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Now the reason for that is the left foot is creating that quarter note pulse. So you were hearing the cha, 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 all those quarter notes all the way through. Now, for you guys that have a double bass pedal, something called cross-stepping on the pedals is actually stepping on both pedals at the same time. So what was happening is as I was playing the hi-hat with my left foot on the quarter notes, my left foot was also pushing down on the left slave pedal for the double bass pedal, giving me... So now, one limb, 2 sounds. Nothing new. Guys have been doing it for 20, 30 years. Just very cool. The right foot was, of course, playing the last 2 triplets. And this is kind of just a fun exercise to work on, regardless if you're going to work on this thing that I'm going to show you today or not. You could just take triplets, and go... and just play like a double bass triplet thing, but you have the hi-hat incorporating quarter notes. So anyways, turn the snare back off again. The first part, creating that triplet part. Now the left hand was actually playing the first 2 triplets of the group of 3. In relation to the left foot, 1 trip, 2 trip, 3 trip, 4 trip. And you can put that left hand pretty much anywhere you want. Okay, so that's the easy part. I would start with that, okay? Now the next thing you might want to work on is getting the foot ostinato happening. And then try to incorporate the left hand, okay? Now, be careful. This is actually one of the hard parts because in relation to the group of 3, the left hand's playing the first 2 triplets. The right hand's, or the right foot's playing the last 2 triplets. When you overlap those, you've got the middle triplet being played with the left hand and the right foot at the same time. Don't overanalyze this. It's just if you guys want to double check that you're doing it correctly, it's the only reason for this. If you start overanalyzing these types of exercises, it's just going to frustrate you and you're going to go, forget it, what's the point? But what this is going to do is if you do get this happening, it's just going to totally open your world for independence. That's really what this exercise is all about. Okay, so if it's hard to play this slow, I'll do my best to play this slow, but I'll try to play the foot ostinato with the left hand slow. So you see that? That ends up what's happening with the left hand and the right foot. One triplet. That's the thing I'm talking about. Okay? Okay. Now, once you get that, you're going to be like, wow, it feels great. Now, the thing is, I got some students I show this to, and they go, man, that is so hard, because they can't even get the left hand happening. The way that I got the left hand happening was I started doing this. I started playing the left hand along with the left foot. And then I was just letting the stick rebound to give me that second triplet. So I wasn't even really thinking about playing that middle triplet, it was just being played. So if that helps, hopefully that'll help. Okay, so once you've got this, your right hand is pretty much free to do whatever it wants. Now the pattern that I was playing was an Afro-Cuban pattern called Abacoa, or Abacoa. I've heard it pronounced a few different ways. A-B-A-K-W-A, Abacoa, okay? And it's in triplet, okay? Let me just play it for you for a second so you just to refresh your memory. Sorry. Now, this is not a polyrhythm because what's happening is I'm counting triplet, but I'm going 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. So it ends up feeling like this 3 against 4, but it's really not. It's just 3 triplets, a rest, 3 triplets, a rest, 3 triplets, all in the 12/8 triplet count. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. And when I first learned that, I realized it was 3 groups of 3, and I thought, well, cool, if we got 3 toms, why don't I just put, 3 notes on 3 toms to kind of give me that Abacoa melodic sense. And I've always really liked that. I just think that sounds kind of neat because you don't hear that very often. Anyways, I'll see if I can do the foot part with the Abacoa. So it definitely is a bit of a thinker. Even though I've been kind of playing this for a long time, I don't practice it a lot, but I come back to it and go, woo, this is a good exercise. Oh, right, left hand. We got to bring the left hand back in, don't we? Right, I knew there was something we had to do. Okay, so this completes the Bozzio, Bose, whatever we want to call it. I don't care what you call it. Call it what you want. To complete all 4 limbs doing something entirely different, but still in triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. I mean, you can get really adventurous with that, and I'll have all kinds of fun. Now, say you get that, okay, you practice that, and you go, cool, that's awesome, I got that happening, and it's really quite cool, and you know, your brain is definitely 5 times bigger than it was before after getting that one happening. I know mine was. Then I started incorporating some simple polyrhythmic ideas. Now, when I say simple polyrhythmic ideas, let me give you an example here, okay? I'm going to still keep the feet and the left hand doing the same. The right hand is going to be the polyrhythm. Now you might be thinking, how is that a polyrhythm? It probably sounded like one. I'm playing straight 8th notes. Now the thing is, I'm playing 8th notes against triplets. So it's sort of this, you know, I guess 3 against 2, 6 over 4, 8 against 12, however you want to think about it. But there's that sort of contrast of rhythm that happens there, right? And what I was doing with that one is I'm not even thinking about the feet. The feet are playing the triplets. I'm trying to lock the right hand in with the left foot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play quarter notes with the right hand, and then I'm going to go to 8th notes, then I'm going to go to triplets. You'll hear the difference, okay? Something to mess around with there. Now, since we're sort of in the triplet world, you could take that right hand, you could play a jazz swing pattern, you could play a shuffle, you could play a 6/8 Afro-Cuban. It all fits. It's no longer polyrhythmic, but it's amazing independence because now my ostinato is really my left foot, my left hand, and my right foot, while I'm able to sort of free it up with this guy a bit. So I'm going to mess around. I'm going to go from a jazz swing into a shuffle into an Afro-Cuban 6/8. Hopefully. And all kinds of fun stuff like that. And you can just get really adventurous with that idea and just have a lot of fun with that. And yeah, guys, you know, think about that and, you know, mess around, have some fun. It's not going to happen overnight. This did take me quite a while. I'm still trying to go back and you know, expand on it, make it even cooler, and maybe I'll do a second part to this video someday and show you what I've come up with. But once again, here it is, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Many more videos to come. Lots of cool stuff happening in Drumland, and I hope to come and visit you guys in your city someday very soon. Signing off from Mike Michalkow, Vancouver, BC, Canada. Take care, guys.